What's going on, everyone? It's Greg back with some more Watcher of Realms, and now I am going to do a video on Chapter 7, Normal Chapter 7. This is something that's been requested by the developers, the staff, that, there are certain stages they get a lot of inquiries about. So they have these different challenges for content creators, and part of it for Chapter 7 is going to be stage 5, 7, 10, and 15. So those seem to be the ones that people struggle with the most. So let's go ahead and get straight into it with normal 7-5. Yeah, normal 7-5. So let's first take a look at the map. This map is to me not too bad. You kind of get the best understanding. The way I can easily explain these, a lot of these maps playing on the hard modes, is you can only bring in 6 units. So I kind of play around those 6 unit placement. Obviously, if you can place more units, great, but my initial placement is going to be based on what I do when I can use 6 units. And generally what I do is 2 ground, 2 mages, 2 healers. If one of your DPS is marksman, then go ahead, use your marksman. But let's go ahead and get into this, and I'll show you the play. Let's see if I can auto fight it first. Looks like I'll be able to auto fight it. So yeah, let's just get into it. We'll see what I did at the time. 7-5. Of course, my units are much more powered up now. See if I can take a look at what I was using. I had Toriel as a marksman. I had Mari for slows. I had a fighter here, the rare fighter, Lord. We had Elwin. I can't quite see. Did I have Salazar or Abomination? Might be Abomination at this point. Rex, Iona, no Comet. I didn't have Comet at this point. Okay, I thought I had Comet by now. Maul and Scorch. So let's see how we did this. First and foremost, you want to get your folks out to block the lanes. I put my Abomination out on this one. And I will say you got kind of an option here. I know I did it like this here, maybe to line up the healers. Let's see. But yeah, so I got the healer in between these two. You probably could have put him more to the portal. Same thing here with Abomination. My next thing here with my DPS is to get, I usually place them on the little things to see the units. I don't quite remember if it works like you can see the units with everyone if you have someone on there, or if it's just the person on the platform. I think that's why I was placing my DPS on there, is I didn't know for sure if you could see them. Now you can see here I did use my Eloin extra heal thing over here, but I still lost my Maul. So then I went ahead and placed Mari down here because I have Camille here so she can heal. And this particular stage did not have any unit. Oh man, I didn't get out of there in time. This particular stage did not have any units that would pass through your fighters or ground units. Some of them did, and it required you to have someone on the pads, but that one didn't. So that was pretty straightforward. Let me go ahead and pull the map up real quick. So your main thing is your first round comes through here. Make sure you block this off. Your second round comes through here. Block this off. Get you a DPS wherever you need it first. If you put your strongest guy here and they can hold this for a minute, then put your first DPS over here, or vice versa. I like to put my DPS on the eyeballs, but you can see here I lost my DPS on here. As long as you have a decent ground unit here, or maybe put an extra ground unit and just have a DPS on one of these blocks, as soon as the mobs get to a ground unit, they will be able to show up and your DPS can hit them. So that's it. Pretty straightforward. Block these off, and you should be good to go as long as you have some DPS on the side and squeeze your healers in there. I hope that helps on 7-5. Now let's take a look at 7-7. This seemed to be a struggle also. I guess I can see why. This layout also is a little bit challenging. The way these mobs walk around here is they come and boom, come to this corner, then go up and over. So either way, I usually block this off, and then I block this one off like right in this area somewhere, and then put DPS on the eyes. Let's see what I did there. If I can auto fight this. Yeah. Boom. Let's go ahead and see how we did this. So your first wave is coming through here. I go ahead and put Toriel on this eye. Not sure exactly why I did that. You might be better off putting a defender down first. I had to hurry up and get a healer on Toriel. You can see I look like I struggled with this one. Even even in my current gear and stuff, this Toriel is looking like she's about to die. But looks like I got my Camille out here fast enough. And then my Abomination was over here blocking this lane. Abomination is just nice. He's got some bit of vulnerability and just really nice. Camille is struggling to keep Toriel alive, but she's got some really good single target damage. She can take units out pretty quick. You can see I put my Yona over here, so you should have your other DPS over here and a healer. So this healer is taking care of this side. Camille is taking care of this side, even though she is absolutely struggling. Toriel, I don't know how she's managing to stay alive. So we got Mori out here for some slows. We got Scorch down here, and he was pretty good early game for me. Did a decent chunk of DPS, and of course blocks 2 ground units. And then I put my Maul behind him for any extra DPS, but Toriel managed to survive that. And I let it complete again. I am seriously wasting my stamina. So yeah, you got waves coming from this way, waves coming from this way. You pretty much just need to split your forces. Ground unit, healer, DPS on each side. If you got more than that, go for it. But that's your primary goal. So that was 7-7. Now let's take a look at 7-10. Oh, I love these little tentacle things, man. Okay. And this one we had 3 things to block off. 3 things to block off. Let's go ahead and see how I ended up doing this one. Let's just go ahead and pop this 60 because I'm gonna need to use it up. All right, so my comment at this point was my best DPS. So whatever your best DPS is, go ahead and knock out that first tentacle, and they'll help take out some units up there. Then as you can see, before I put Rex down, I put Maul down. Maul took out this tentacle, and now I have some nice DPS lined up against here. But you see the arrow pointing down here. So I got Rex out, but then I had to get another ground unit, and I got Scorch out. So now I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna have to deal with this side in a minute. So what do I have? I got my Iona. Got our Iona out here to deal with the right side. Took out the tentacle, and then you see here last minute I did get my Abomination out to hold off the units here, so that Iona can DPS them. So Iona does have the range here to deal with these blocks. So let's see how she can deal with those blocks while he blocks them off. And the way they walk luckily comes in through here. If they came straight at Abomination, then she wouldn't be able to reach them. So we got some of these invisible mobs coming in. This one you don't have an eye platform, you just have to let them reach your ground units, and then they will be able to see them. These big guys hit pretty hard. You should save your ults for them if you are struggling. But you can see we got a healer over here, we got a healer over here, and then we were good to go. So yeah, real quick, we had heal over here to heal these units. I don't think I ended up having a heal on my Maul. And then we had the Iona over here. We put my Elo in here for some healing on the Abomination and Iona, and they handled this side over here. So that's it for 7-10. So then finally 7-15, of course, the boss stage. Let's see what we got here. We got the 2 lanes. Our boss here is Ludwig again. He unleashes his tentacles, immobilizing a random hero. They suffer continuous damage while Ludwig restores HP based on damage dealt. Yeah, I think it's actually like stuns some of your units. So you have to watch out for that. And he will damage all heroes. I think the goal here was to take him out quickly as possible. And then he summons multiple tentacles to attack all heroes in battle. So yeah, I think there were quite a few tentacles to deal with here too. Can't quite remember. Let's see if I can auto fight this bad boy. Oh yes, thank you. Let's see what we had. I think my Comet probably did a lot of work here, and my Iona, they were my 2 main DPS. So you can see Ludwig comes down the middle. You need something. You need to be able to see these units and DPS them fast enough. So ideally you want to get your ground units out first. Since this lane wasn't coming yet, I put my healer out. Then I covered this lane. As you can see, I pulled a soul day pretty early, so we got 2 lanes covered. And you can see here, Abomination got hit with those tentacles and he couldn't do anything for that period of time, but at least he could still block. And then of course I get my Iona out here on the right, my Comet out here on the left, and I have my DPS lined up. And it's pretty much all you need at this point, if you have enough DPS. And as he moves up, my Iona and my Comet will DPS him from the little corners when he reaches them. Then once the boss is down, you don't have to worry about those attacks anymore, and it's all about dealing with the waves. So again, they're invisible until they get close enough. Although I'm not sure why Iona and Comet weren't attacking. Let's see. No, these aren't invisible. So yeah, at this point, it's just you have the DPS to get it down, and you should be good to go. It looks like I did go ahead and throw out some extra DPS just to be sure, but I don't know if I need it at the time. I got my Nyx and my Toriel here, so I threw out a couple marksmen. For the heals, I did spread Elowen out to be able to touch these 2, and Madan to touch these 2 over here, so that everyone was covered in heals, and the ground units got double heals there. So hope that helps a little bit with that layout on 7-10, or sorry, 7-15. So that's it. That's it for chapter 7. Those were the 4 what they consider the most difficult stages, the ones that people most asked about. So if you found this because you're trying to beat one of those stages, I do hope this information helped you. If not, if it has to do with my power, I'm sorry. Like, this is just what I have. I can't really work up another account to try to be able to do this, so it is what it is. Hopefully gave you a little bit information about positioning, healing, things like that. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on. I'll catch you in the next video.